So we are establishing a food forest in our backyard, and I want to show you guys what we have going on today because it's very interesting. First of all, we have our compost right here, little one. Hi, my name's Lane, by the way. Me and my wife started this food forest that we're working on over the past year or so, and we're kind of still working on establishing it. And one thing that I've realized is that soil is very important whenever it comes to growing things. You want to have good soil, and so we got this composter right here that we have been using to get some good fertile soil with. I wanted to show you guys what we have going on in here. In this composter, I have not been putting browns because one, we just haven't really had that many leaves on the ground. And whenever it becomes fall and you get piles of them, I'm gonna dump them all in here. But the other day I mowed the lawn. The lawn was really long and I filled this composter up with grass clippings. And I mean, it was to the top. I even pushed it down with my hand to get as much as I could in there. It's probably been 4 days, maybe 3 days, and I want to show you guys what this looks like. Granted, just be warned, there are a ton of maggots in here, so if you don't like maggots, you don't like looking at that, you might want to skip forward. But here we go. This thing is like halfway down. Isn't that amazing? These creatures have eaten and really digested and is making some really awesome stuff right here. It's going to be so great for the garden, and I'm just so impressed by that. I'm kind of doing an experiment right here too, just to let y'all know. I know that I'm supposed to be adding browns with the green stuff so that it decomposes better and you don't get the maggots, but I was reading online that maggots are all right for it, and it actually helps to decompose it faster, which is what I'm finding out. And so I'm rolling with it. Oh wow, I just noticed this. So last video, if y'all watched the last video, I decided to put a bucket underneath here because I noticed that like the liquid, what makes it so liquidy, was kind of leaking out of there. And this bucket is like a good 1/4 full, and I'm noticing that there's a lot of maggots in there too, which is very interesting. I'm assuming that they're dead in there. So I was thinking about taking that and putting it around like plants and whatnot, our fruits and vegetable plants. But shout out to Jerry. Jerry told me that that is not good for like edible plants and that I want to put it near other bushes and shrubs. What I'm thinking I might doing is pour that into our other compost pile over here. And this compost pile over here, it's for the bigger stuff or whenever that thing's full. But like whenever we overhaul the garden, we got to take down a bunch of stuff because it's just dying or whatever. We want to pull out, you know, big sunflowers and whatnot. We'll throw that in over here. As you can see, there's stuff that grows in there, which I find amazing. But all this right here is like cowpeas. And as you can see, we have our sunflowers right there. Put some grass clippings in there. And still, there's life in here. That's what I love about it. All the mushrooms in there. You got things growing in there. And there's just a great example of a good habitat right there that's going to create more compost that we can use to make a better ground for our plants, which is key in my opinion. By the way, if you guys want to check out this composter right here, I'm going to link it up down in the description below. It is the cheapest tumbling composter on Amazon, and so far it's been a rock star for me. I really like it. Like I said though, if you don't want the maggots in there, you need to make sure that you get browns to put in there because that'll deter the maggots because it'd just be too dry for them. And like I said, whenever fall comes, I'm gonna do that. So going over into the food forest over here, first of all, we have these cowpeas right here. That's these guys right here. So we did these also in the front over there, and they were like taking over the azalea bush. They were climbing up everything, going out onto the concrete. And so we decided to pull out all that, and that's what you just saw in the compost over there. But we had a little couple of plants right here that we put down, and the sun is starting to come more on this side in the morning, so I think it's getting more sun, so it's actually able to grow, and we're seeing some life in here. I really like that. This is some kind of melon right here. Krista planted that a while back, and I honestly, we haven't gotten anything off of it. Hopefully something will come of that. I'm not too sure what's going on there. We have the junk pile here. So as y'all know, this right here was just newspaper, cardboard, and a whole bunch of wood chips, just mulch. And we threw that down, we planted some tomato plants in there, and they did nothing for months. And all of a sudden, a couple of months ago, maybe 1 month ago, one and a half months ago, we have all this life coming up. we planted a bunch of tomato plants in here, just kind of testing it out to see what would happen. And the mushrooms came up after it rained. You got some great soil going on there because the mushrooms continue to decompose it. And then we just have all this life growing in here. It's amazing, and we're actually seeing some fruit now coming through. See, look, there's a tomato right there, and I see a tomato right over there as well. And there's a few more hidden in here. There's 2 over there I can see. There's a bunch more hidden in here. We haven't really looked in here that much yet, and Krista might have picked a little bit. On the other side over here, oh, look, a butterfly. Look how pretty that is. Get to attract those beautiful creatures. Yes. This little pepper plant, we've been getting a few of these peppers throughout the past couple of months because peppers are starting to come up, and this has really grown. The tomatoes, man, we just can't get rid of tomatoes. We have so many tomatoes right now, it's crazy. The cucumbers have kind of ended. There's not really that many more cucumbers anymore. The passion vine's really taken off too as well. A bunch of flowers. We saw a little passion fruit over here, and it actually started turning right there, but it doesn't seem to be getting bigger, and I don't know like how big these are supposed to get. I need to do a little bit of more research on passion fruit because that just doesn't look right. But success though, that we did actually have something grow on the vine, which is very, very cool. All of this right here is like tomatoes and peppers. Oh, look. Big giant pepper plant right there. Look at that pepper on there. Oh yeah, that's gonna be delicious. Can't wait to eat that. Let's see if we can kind of prop him up a little bit. He's probably trying to go towards the sunlight if I had to guess. May need to get one of those bamboo stakes that we talked about in a previous video. Y'all remember those? I'll link it up down in the description if y'all want to check out the stakes that we use to secure our plants. We use these bamboo stakes, and then we got clips. We just didn't put it far down enough, so it started tumbling over. But those have been working great for holding up fairly well. Then we have our Mexican midget tomatoes over here, still producing. Every couple of days we come out and find a bunch more of these things. We got a bunch of green ones right now because we picked a bunch because our lawnmower broke the other day, which I plan on doing a review on my Dad Reviews channel. It broke, and it has a warranty on it, so I'm testing Lowe's with their warranty guidelines. So if you guys want to go and check out my review channel, it's Dad Reviews. I'll link it up right up there. Y'all can go and check that out. So let's come around to the other side over here. We'll take a look at a few of the trees that we have in the yard. And this one over here is, I never can remember which one's which, but I think this is the plum right here. A lot of leaf, a lot of green on there. This is looking really beautiful. I'm excited for next year to see if this thing actually produces something. We got that for free at Earth Day one year at a local park. Then we have our orange tree right here, which there was an orange on here. Oh, there it is. The Lone Ranger right there. It's still hanging in there. Hopefully we get something from that. It's been planted for like 5 years now or something. I don't know how long. And it hadn't really produced much, and we finally got something there. This is another tree right here that we planted. Mayhaw, maybe, something like that. Is this one here? It actually looks like it's grown a little bit, and it's got a lot more greenery on it, which is very, very exciting there. Again, compost pile back there. We have our grapevine right here, which it grew a little bit. We got some grapes from it. The squirrels took it, and then now we're just kind of letting it sit. I'm sure it's going to go dormant, and then it'll come back in the next spring. So we'll just kind of have to watch that. Let it plant its roots deeper down into the soil so that it can grow into something nice and healthy. We also have some melons over here that are doing really well. I think last time I showed y'all there were only 4 melons. We now have a 5th one, so that's exciting. And they're getting really nice and big. Look at this guy right here. I love it. Big melon there. Got a nice big melon there. And then this is the new one. And we have that one right there and this one right here. So the melons seem to be doing all right. I'm curious to taste those whenever that happens. Fig tree still hasn't done anything here. Looks like something snapped here, and that is not looking that great. Looks kind of dry. I just noticing this for the first time. Well, I might have to look into this a little bit more. I think, yeah, that snaps too easily. This tree might be dead. Huh, interesting. If y'all know anything about fig trees, let me know in the comments below. And this is our lemon tree that I crunched back. I pruned it back really far because it just wasn't doing anything. We'll see what happens with that. Got a few tomato plants right here, and then Krista told me that these right here are watermelon, and unfortunately they're vining a lot, but they're not producing anything for us, which kind of sucks. All this right here is watermelon as well. We do have a little flower right here though, you see that? Might be able to get something out of it. Oh, I gotta show you all the sunflower. The sunflower is doing something super cool that I've never seen before. Here's the blueberry bush. It's dormant right now for the most part. We haven't really gotten anything as of late on it, but we also planted those 2 other blueberry bushes in the front, which I'll show you all in just a minute. And those will hopefully help to get more pollinators here to be able to cross-pollinate all the blueberry bushes. So this is our lone sunflower that came up last minute. Looking beautiful, but what Krista noticed the other day is there's another bulb right there, another one right there, another one right there, flower head, flower head, flower head, flower head, flower head, flower head. This thing's gonna have like a whole bunch of different sunflowers on it. I'm so excited. Although she did say that she thought that this may have been a scarlet sunflower, and it's not. It's a regular, it's not a mammoth one, but it's just a good sized one. I'm surprised at how tall it got. It's probably a good 5 feet there. And I'm surprised at how many leaf heads it's gonna have on it. I planted an elderberry bush. I forgot to show you all this in the last video. We got this from a local guy who sells plants, and he said these are really, really good, and they're good for you as well, the berries that you can eat and whatnot. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens there. And then we have, we tore down the jungle back here a little bit. As y'all know, there was a bunch of plants back here. Those died off, so we took them out and gave a little bit more room for the rest of the tomatoes that are still growing in here. And then we also have some, the peppers, man. The peppers are coming through. It is pepper season right now. Look, got a little baby one right there. Can y'all see that? Baby one right there. We got another, hang on. Got another one right there. And then there's a bunch in the back that I didn't even get a chance to show y'all. And then this is all tomato right here. So that's looking good. Got some more. I think this is tomato right here. Yep, more tomato right there. We're excited for. We left these flowers here to bloom. This is where I was talking about all those cowpeas that were just covering this bush. It was pretty crazy. So we took all that down. And I don't know, I think this is comfrey right here that Krista mentioned. It's a pollinator. So that's the main reason why we planted that there. And then of course all the cucumbers have died off, so there's not too much going on in this area. We actually will probably be taking a lot of this down coming soon and putting down maybe a new bed of wood chips, and then the soil will be nice and fertile there, and maybe for the fall we might plant something right there, which will be super cool. Here's the blueberry bush that we planted the other day. It's this guy right here, looking good. He seems to be doing all right from what I can tell. This is one apple tree right here. Still no signs of greenery on it, which kind of sucks, but hopefully we'll leave it there for a year, see what happens. And then we have the other apple tree over here, and this one's looking great. Got lots of green on there. No apples yet though. So I'm curious to see how this one does next year. I'm probably gonna come through and prune this little guy right here, and maybe this guy right here, just to kind of keep a straight up shape there and don't have a bunch of branches all over the place. And then we also have this other blueberry bush right here. Again, looking very nice. I really like the color of the leaves on there, so hopefully that does well. And this was another kind of like junk pile area, and we got a little tomato friend growing right here, so that's exciting right there. Very exciting. So that's the state of our food forest as we're establishing our food forest here in Louisiana. If you guys want more food forest videos, make sure to click that subscribe button. That thumbs up is always appreciated. I'll put some more videos right there on the screen if you kind of want to see like where we came from, the first beginnings of the food forest. Y'all can go and check out some of those videos. Thank you guys for watching. What did I say in the previous videos at the end? Keep growing and composting your stuff.